What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and I'm sure everyone's heard of Microsoft's Surface products, but they've added a new one to the line called the Surface Go. Now, the Surface Go looks like it belongs in the Surface Pro lineup, but in a much smaller body, which makes it really interesting. This thing's got a 10-inch screen, it's super lightweight, it has a keyboard option so you can use it like a full-blown laptop or a tablet. 10 inches, that is tiny. This thing fits in all of the tablet compartments in my backpacks. Great for portability, thus the name Surface Go. And this thing's been getting a ton of buzz if you follow tech on social media or read any tech blogs. But I got my hands on it a bit early, spent some time with it, and here are my thoughts. And like I said, this thing looks like a Surface Pro, but in a much smaller, more compact body. And with a smaller body like this, you're of course not gonna expect the same kind of power you get from the Surface Pro line. But I found that with my time with it, it was able to handle a lot of the tasks that I threw at it pretty well. And I think Microsoft is gearing this towards students. If you take a look at when it was announced and when it's going to be released, which is today, is right in time for back to school. Not to mention those folks who just want a productivity device that they can pretty much take with them anywhere. And I think that's probably one of the most compelling things about this device. You can get the full-blown Windows 10 experience on a small tablet. Now, it comes with Windows S, which is a more watered down version. Not really watered down, you get the full Windows experience with it, but one thing about it is that you can't install external apps from other developers. You can only use what comes inside of the Windows Store. So if you don't like that limitation though, you can completely remove it and get the full-blown Windows experience. But this is one of the reasons why I think that it's geared towards students. If you give this to like your little cousin or maybe your son or daughter, someone young, they're gonna be able to use it, get full Windows without getting any crazy stuff on the system. So you don't have to worry so much about viruses or anything like that. And when Microsoft announced the Surface Laptop with Windows S, that was geared towards students. So you kind of see where I'm going here. And what's great is that Microsoft has gotten ridiculously good at making hardware. So even though it's on the cheaper side of things, you're still not getting a really cheap feeling product. Still feels just as premium as other devices, although it is much smaller. And one of the things I like about the Go is that it still has some of the features you expect to see on the higher end devices, like Windows Hello, which lets you unlock the device with your face. You also get expandable storage with a micro SD card slot, and a webcam, which is to be expected. Now, of course, with it being less expensive and so much smaller, there are a couple of drawbacks that come with it. And I know some people weren't thrilled by the Intel Pentium Gold processor that's inside of this, and they would have wanted to see something like an i5. But I found that it pretty much handled whatever I threw at it within reasonable expectations. So no, this is not the device you're gonna wanna take with you if you wanna play Fortnite on the go. It doesn't look that good. Gaming is definitely not its strong suit whatsoever, so I wouldn't try it. If you're using word processing apps, you're using this for emails, web browsing, that kind of stuff, it's gonna be able to handle it no problem. I've been able to do that with no issues at all, except for the typing experience. Now, this is a smaller device, so that means you're getting a smaller keyboard, which does come separate, but you can purchase that keyboard and use it as a full-blown laptop. But like I said, it is a smaller device with smaller keys, so the keyboard does feel a little bit more cramped for me. I have medium-sized hands. Ari actually had no issue with the keyboard at all, so her hands are smaller. So that's definitely something you're gonna wanna keep in mind. But if you're getting this for someone younger, you probably won't run into that issue. But it does still have a nice big trackpad, which I have no complaints about. And I think one thing you really have to pay attention to is the single USB-C port on this. And we haven't fully made the jump to USB-C, so to use certain devices you already own with regular USB ports, you're gonna need a dongle. It sucks to need a dongle, but again, with the price and hardware value, it's hard to complain. But I'll make sure to drop a few of my favorite dongles down below in the description if you guys need it. And after my time with it, I've walked away feeling like this is a great portable productivity device. It's not great for gaming, but that's okay. Not every single laptop has to be. But this is Microsoft's take on the netbook in 2018 in the Surface lineup. That's the best way I can put it. It's fine as a primary device if you're on a budget, but is even better as a secondary device for those of you who want to do the basics while on the go. And if you plan on picking one up, I feel like the configuration that'll probably treat you better in the long run would be the 8 gigs of RAM model with 128 gigs of storage, because that comes with an SSD, so you're gonna get faster speeds. But that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to learn more about the Surface Go, I'll of course have links down below in the description. If you enjoyed it, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.